Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at starting to put some of the buttons onto our game's controller. Um, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about planes. What I've done to start with is we're going to put some circular buttons in this section over here, but I'm just showing you why it's important that we need to put an angle on our plane instead of just offsetting a flat plane to do our sketches on. So um, this is the flat plane that I've made off the original front plane. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sketch on um, a couple of circles about where I'd want my circular buttons to be. Probably want them about 7 mil, 7 mil. And I don't need it exactly. I'm going to be getting rid of these in a second. 7 mil. Now, the issue that we've got, and it's quite a big issue, that we're dealing with quite a complex shape at this point. We talked about how easy it was to make this shape and how good it looks. The drawback with that is it's actually quite difficult to do anything to it because we're not working with flat surfaces. If, for example, now I've got my sketch, my really rough sketch, and I extrude these buttons into my design, click new. So it looks like we've got some nice new buttons there. You will see that we've got some buttons that are sticking out loads, and we've got some buttons that are barely sticking out at all. And that's because we're drawing on a flat plane, whereas our surface is convex or it's curving away. So it's leaving this area here all exposed, which isn't how a real games controller looks. So what we need is some sort of angled plane that falls as flush as possible to the median angle. That means the average angle that this face exhibits. And we've got some extra complications because we've got the controller curving that way in one direction, in one plane, but we've also got it curving down in another plane. So we've actually got quite a complex surface that we're dealing with. Let's just delete that step. And I'm going to show you a dead easy way that we can fix this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making a new plane again. So I'm going to go to my plane tool, which is there. What this does is if I click, it defaults to offset. That means if I click a plane, it just means I can click a surface out and I can now sketch on that surface. However, there's different types of planes that I can use. Um, there's one called a plane point. There's one called a line angle. That's probably one of the closest to what we need. That enables us to click on a line and then create an angle from it. However, there is a better one, and that's called the 3-point plane. And what this does, this finds basically what we said before. It finds the average angle between 3 points or draws a polygon between 3 points. So you effectively make a triangle and it draws a plane from that triangle. Now, you'll see that we don't have many points, but we do have at least three. We've got 1 point here, we've got 1 point here, we've got 1 point up here, we've got 1 point here. So I'm going to check, go down to where it says 3 points, and I'm going to click this point, this point, and this point, just because that's the closest shape I can get. I think maybe this will be closest if we pick this one. If we join those points up, that's the closest combination of points or nodes that I can use. That's closest to an equilateral triangle. I think that covers the most area of the surface that we want to cover. And if I click the tick now, you will see I've got a new plane. And if I look from above, you'll see that's slightly angled. You can also see the bottom of the plane. That means that it's also vertically angled as well. So we've got this plane that's not just at a lateral angle, it's got a vertical angle as well. So it's sitting sort of across that face. And now what I can do is I can sketch on this face and this should give me an even-ish distribution of the depths of those buttons. So what I need to do is click on that plane. Now I'm going to press N, and what N is going to do is it's going to normalize me to that plane. Now it's at an angle, so you will see everything looks a little bit weird from here. You can see I can see the 3 dimensions of the other planes because I'm not looking directly at it. I've swiveled my view a little bit, so I'm looking at the angle. And now I've got this face to work on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch a circle. And this circle is going to be 30 mil across. It's probably actually going to be 25 mil across. If I want to move it, I can either redraw it or, dead simply, I can just go to these boxes here, the linear pattern tool, click transform, click on my box, and then with this square here, I can either move it side to side, up and down, or I can just free move it with the square, and that will move it across the plane. So I'm going to put it there. That looks like it kind of concentric to this curve here. I'm going to click the tick. Now, going to extrude this in two directions. First of all, I want it to come out about 5 mil probably. So it's sitting on the edge there. Now there are bits of this that don't quite go into the remote. Can you see this little bit over here? It's not quite going in. So I just need to set a second end position. And I'm going to put that to 1 mil. Is that going to do it? 2 mil? I don't know. And that looks like it's done it. So I've got it touching all these edges. And what I can even do is just put a fillet on these faces. And 1 mil is probably get away with 2 mil. Probably not. 1 mil's fine. In fact, I'll tell you what I can do. We can put a smaller fillet on the base and a bigger fillet on the top. I reckon I can probably get 2 on this. There we go. Okay, so now I've got what looks like the stanchion, the stage on which the buttons are mounted. Before I do anything, however, now I've got this, I'm going to mirror this across to the side. So I'm going to use my mirror tool. This is what I always get to do, where it says part mirror. You're going to go down to feature mirror, and all you're going to do is you're going to click fillet 4, fillet 3, and the extrude. Click on mirror plane and use the right plane. That should take everything across. It'll go red. If you select reapply features, I'm hoping it's going to snap easy peasy. Now it has missed the fillet off, so all I'm going to do is reapply that. That was just a 1 mil fillet. Oh, it's letting me do a 2 mil now, except it's not letting me do a what? That's weird. We'll just leave it as 2. It's not going to be perfect. I'm sure yours will be different. Yours is probably working. It's probably because I've got mine right on the boundary. I'm not quite sure why that's worked. But now I've got two stages for two sets of buttons, and the main buttons I'm going to use are my circular buttons and my arrows. So on this side, I'm going to do my A, B, X, Y buttons. And again, I'm going to click on this flat surface here, and I'm going to press N. So I'm looking straight at that surface. I'm not looking at it on an angle. So if you'll see, if I look at my front plane, I'm probably wittering on there, it's not quite flush. I'm not looking right at it. It is tilted a bit. So I need to make sure if I click on this and press N, you'll see my remote rotate. Bit too much there. Don't know why it did that. There you go. You saw it re-maneuver itself. What I'm going to do here is produce a circular pattern tool. But the first thing I need to do, I need to find the center of this circle. So, there we go. Sometimes it snaps to it, sometimes it doesn't. I just like to make sure I've got a line drawn to that point. I can delete it later. You might even want to do a construction line by using this button here. All I'm going to do is select the circle tool, go straight up from here, and this is going to be 5 mil in diameter. And I'm going to use the circular pattern tool now. So where we use the transform button, it's one of the drop downs there. circular pattern tool. I'm going to click two things. I'm going to click what I want to pattern, and then it's going to always snap that to the origin. All I need to do is click and drag this square, and it'll snap to the center of that circle. Now I want 4 of these instead of 3. It defaults to 3. All I do is double click where it says 3 times. I just change that to 4. It gives me 4 of them. All I'm going to do now, get rid of this line, trim this line, trim this line, extrude. Now I'm going to do this as a new part because the buttons will typically be a different part. In a real remote, as the plastic comes through, I'm going to, let's say 2.5 mil, it's sitting proud, and we'll put a fillet on that. So 2.5 mil, grab my fillet tool, 1 mil, because they are quite domed. And there we go, we've got one side of our remote. Now the other side is going to be exactly the same, apart from we're going to do the arrows instead of the circular buttons. So I'm going to click on this surface and press N, and you'll see it re-maneuvers, re-angles itself. Again, I'm going to find the center of the circle, if I can. There we go. I'm going to use this to just draw half of my shape. And I can just mirror this when I've got the dimensions right. So it's going to be 2.5 across, 2.5 long. Oh, sorry, no, 5 long. And I'm going to make this 2.5 as well. Okay. Oh, maybe we'll make that 3. In fact, I think 5 will look good once we've mirrored it. So grab my mirror tool, grab my mirror line. I'm just going to click and drag around all that. Trim away my construction lines. I'm going to put a fillet on now. I can wait till the end to put my sketch fillet on. Just go around all the corners. Defaults to radius 5. I'm going to change that to 1. And that's one of my buttons. Now I'm going to do my circular pattern now. So I need to refine it now. There we go. Circular pattern, linear pattern. Oh, sorry, no, circular pattern again. I'm going to click and drag around everything I want to linear pattern. And again, it defaults to the origin. And all I need to do, you can see I've got one piece over here, one piece over here, and one piece over here. All I need to do is drag this. And you can see, as I drag it, everything changes direction a little bit. Everything goes a bit wiry. All I need to do is snap this to the center of the circle. Change this to 4. And now, once I've done that, I just need to click to confirm it. Again, I can extrude it by 2. I'll do it by 2.5 again. Make it new because there will be different buttons. We might cover this in a different video, how we can make the buttons realistic. And just pop a 1 mil fillet on the top of those as well. Now, I'm not putting a fillet on this section here. The reason being, because they're different parts, these buttons actually go through the plastic casing to the other side. So there isn't a join, there isn't a fillet there. These will just go straight down in reality. And there you have it. So we've got 2 sets of buttons there. It was a bit of a rigmarole getting the, oh, you can see that now, the 2 different angles, the way we've made that angle from the curved surfaces. But I hope you've learned something today, and we'll be doing the joysticks in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.